The fastest show in sports.
Sly Stone passed away at the age of 82. And for most people, they'll never know who Sly Stone was, Sylvester Stewart, Sly and the Family Stone from the 60s and the 70s. This guy was a legend in how he changed music and changed rock and roll in so many ways. And Kevin, your generation probably cannot appreciate it, okay, unfortunately, because it simply was a San Francisco sound that changed music, which led me to, with this, Sly Stone was my first concert ever that I went to. It's 1974. I'm a kid, a real kid. Madison Square Garden. My dad bought the tickets, of all people, and to this day, I never asked him why he bought tickets to go see Sly and the Family Stone. It had to be because I had to be on him to get the tickets, or else he was very cool, and I just don't remember it from those days. But we went to Madison Square Garden. We brought a family friend with us. It was my first concert. Stevie Wonder's Talking Book was playing as the warm-up for the concert, which made me a Stevie Wonder fan right then and there. And it was the wedding concert for Sly Stone. He got married before the concert, and he was married by Don Cornelius, the host of Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Soul Train.
No, actually, it was Soul Train.
Yeah, right.
So
if you ended up on Soul Train, Kevin, you were like one of the. It was pre-Fly Girls on that one show.
Living Color.
It was Living in Color. It was pre-Fly Girls. It was pre dance routine, backup dancer for Beyonce. It was pre all that. If you were on Soul Train, man, you could dance. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like if you compared the Soul Train dancing to American Bandstand, it would be like the most stereotypical, like, oh my God, culturally we are just way off as Caucasians.
Mm-hmm. So Don Cornelius performs the ceremony.
My question I was going to ask you, because I was not familiar, obviously, but I've heard of both Soul Train and American Bandstand. I was going to ask you, is it somewhat similar?
Soul Train had soul. I mean, that was the difference. I mean, Don Cornelius was this guy. Hey, welcome to Soul Train. We're here. I'm Don.
Right. Yeah, there's deep baritone.
And we're going to get into some OJs here in just a minute, but first of all, let's go ahead and talk with someone here about the new Temptations hit. I mean, he was cool. It was the whole thing about it. And the thing about the concert was it was white, black, male, female, young, old. Everybody was getting along to this because it was a great fusion of pop, jazz, soul, and rock and roll. That's what Sly Stone did with Sly and the Family Stone. So I'm sitting there, my first concert ever. I'm enjoying it. Sly gets married. Don Cornelius says, "Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?" Sly, with the big fro about 9 miles wide, just leans into the microphone and goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
That's
how many women now, if you ever said yeah, that does not go over well.
Well, the marriage only lasted 2 years. But
that explains.
Here we are. It
must have been an amazing concert. I was reading stuff up on him today, and I'm trying to think of what his main song was. It wasn't "Tell Me Something Good." It was
"Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself." Everyday people.
Thank you for letting me be myself. Yeah.
Again, he had so many great songs. But I wanted to get to this. The thing about the first concert is, I'm sitting there. Our friend is sitting next to me. She was a daughter of a family friend. And my dad's over here, and just as they got the concert started, the fog is rolling into Madison Square Garden. It is a stone to the bejesus crowd with the wonderful flow of marijuana everywhere. And the guy next to me, probably, I don't know, he was maybe 20s or something. And I'm a kid at this point. I'm not even a teenager yet. He leans over to me and goes, "Kid, you want a hit?"
Yeah.
You toke. You got a toke.
No, I did not. I said, "No, I'm not allowed." My dad is just, "Don't worry, kid. You will.
That's funny.
And you'll like it someday too. Trust me on this. And my dad looks at me down the line, and I said, Dad, is this what it's like to smoke marijuana? He says, You'll learn. It's good. Let's go. Watch this.
Hey,
But he was so cool about it. But that was my... Huh?
Did your dad take a rip?
I don't know. He's sitting 2 people away from me. I would not have been surprised. God rest the man's soul. He passed recently. I miss him so much. But I bet that he probably did. But just the contact high.
Oh yeah.
In the Garden was no doubt we walked out of there stoned. It was a great concert, and that was my first.
That's all, folks.